Cuomo is digging in, truly believes he is above the law, and he unbelievably starts by complaining how his family has been through a lot. What about the victims? And he attacks Charlotte Bennett. This is textbook assaulter blaming the victim. Must impeach immediately. Okay, let's bring our panel back in. Alex, I'll start with you. How do you read this situation?
Well, first of all, I think that the Democrats need to make an example out of Governor Cuomo and end this veil of protection that they have over him. Otherwise, they can absolutely no longer claim to be the party of morals and values and protecting women. I think New York State Democrats must immediately move towards impeachment proceedings against him. And then the Biden administration needs to encourage that. This entire state is a disaster. And I don't know if you know this, but Andrew Cuomo pardoned thousands of convicted child molesters and allowed them to vote. And by the way, guess where they were allowed to vote? At schools. That, combined with the nursing home scandal, this sexual violence evidence, this is all more than enough to put the nail in the coffin on this bozo's career.
Tony, well, I was going to actually go to this. Governor Cuomo first denied the allegations. Listen to this.
First, I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. I am 63 years old. I've lived my entire adult life in public view. That is just not who I am, and that's not who I have ever been.
And then he blamed the touching on his cultural upbringing.
Yeah. I've been making the same gesture in public all my life. I actually learned it from my mother and from my father. It is meant to convey warmth, nothing more.
So, Tony, first said he didn't do it, then blamed it on generational and cultural differences, then went on to blame it on the biased media, and then called for a full review by a judge and jury.
Yeah, if you want to make the argument of it's just a cultural misunderstanding, you can make the argument, but you're not your mother or your father. You're the governor of New York, and do you not have eyes? You have daughters. Do you not know that maybe some things have changed just a touch and you need to be able to change with them? Or are you such an ineffective leader that you're so stuck in your ways you can't see your way to making a change? But I think what Joe discussed there about the law, I think there's something very interesting here about how Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, has not brought any charges. It's very much reminiscent of James Comey reading off the laundry list about Hillary Clinton, but nobody would really prosecute this case. If Cuomo was a Republican, there would be cameras camped out in front of his house, in front of the office. They would be demanding investigations, et cetera. That you're going to hear people say, believe all women. But even these 11 women, it's not really enough. That's the story. And the question is, what does the independent or moderate or voter, if to the extent they exist, what do they do with this information? Not only in New York, but in congressional races, in Senate races, in the people they back, I don't know, come 2024.
Okay, the Babylon Bee having some fun with Cuomo, saying this. Experts warn of new Cuomo variant that is dangerous to young women, fatal to elderly. Julio, wrap this up for us.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they went after it as a civil matter, to me, is political because they don't want to give the Republicans an edge. But if you actually look at the stuff that was in the report, it was a very consistent pattern of him asking women why they were in relationships. Would they cheat in those relationships? And the touching and the groping, if you have more than 10, double-digit women giving you the exact same story, then obviously there's probably more than those 10 that probably haven't come out. And it's time, far past time, for him to be impeached. And listen, he talks about the media going after him. The fact of the matter is he's been protected this entire time. As Tony points out, if he was a Republican, we never would have heard the end of this until he was impeached, convicted, and removed.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.